Hello everybody, and today we've got another treat for you. We're going to do another similar sandwich to what I did the other day. It was the Tesco sub, there you go, Tesco sub roll, and just like before. And then just like before, we're going to use up the last of my pork chops, which I've cooked and then sliced diagonally. So then we end up with these sort of slices of meat. We've got some potato, onion rings, and in the convection oven there, that noise is the hash browns cooking. Okay, and then for good measure, we're going to throw in a couple of these. Now, and the sauce today that I've chosen, I've got about 3 or 4 of these on the go. The one I've chosen today is the Tesco Texas barbecue sauce. It's from Tesco, costs 89p. Great with chicken wings, cheese and bacon wedges, or barbecue baked beans. Right, well I haven't got any of those in, except for the cheese. Maybe I should have chosen that. Anyway, I think this is going to go really good because the barbecue is going to go well with the onion rings and the hash browns. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pan down. I'm changing the camera angle today. The camera's a little bit closer, so hopefully you can, there, you see what I'm doing. Okay, let me see. Right, first of all, we're going to put a little bit of, give that a shake. We're going to put a little bit of sauce on the bottom half of the bread, not the top, not yet. There you go, nice amount there. You don't have to go crazy with the sauce, but definitely don't be stingy. All right. Now these little pieces I've cut into strips. Let me show you that again. I cut into strips, so I'm going to be placing these sideways all the way down the length of the sandwich there, all the way to the end there. Okay, so there we have it. And because the pork chop it was a boneless pork chop, and it's say it's the shape of the hand there, which is longer than it is wider. What I've done, I've taken it from the thinnest end, and I've just cut it diagonally all the way down there, and that's why you have the short lengths instead of the long lengths. Okay. Next up is going to be the 3. I've measured these, and I figure I can get 3. Oh, what's that? That's the hash browns. They're pretty much done. Just going to give them another minute because I'm going to use the grill. Okay. So now we have the hash browns, onion rings. We've got those on here, and next thing we need is we're going to put a little bit more sauce on. This time it's going to go over the onion rings, and if I can get this very thick, there we go, bit of sauce on there, and this is where the cheese comes in. Now I've already, while I was preparing things, I put the grill on, so the grill is cooking, or the grill is heating up. And what we're going to do is, this is the cheap Tesco cheese that I used the other day when I did the make your own Kentucky Fried Chicken burger. What's it called? The Double Down. I made my own. Alright, and this is the cheese that I used in it. It's the cheapest Tesco cheese sliced I could find in there. £1.10 for 10 slices. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to transfer this over. In actual fact, shit. Alright, I'm going to transfer this over to this baking tray, and I'm going to put that under the grill, just enough for the cheese to melt. Okay, so anyway, I'm just off camera for a moment. Now that isn't going to take long, so while that's melting under the grill, I'm going to take the hash browns out. There we are. Now when the cheese melts, these hash browns are going to go on the top. Now, while that's under the grill, it's only going to take a minute. I'm going to do a few shout outs. There we go. Just for a moment while the grill's working. Let's see. As for Noodle, shout out to a new subscriber. Shout out to Headman, who asks for a hello shout out to his friend Ben Matthews. Hello Ben Matthews, and hello to Headman. Okay. And I've got a couple more. New sub, Pete Thomas. He's actually got, I was just watching some of his videos earlier. If you like, if you want to check his channel out, he does a lot of cookery ones as well. I've been watching, I can't remember some a foreign country that he was in, anyway, no matter that, but I watched him do a couple of videos on his making his own pies, which I found interesting. He had all the ingredients, the parsnips, the carrots, the beef, the lamb's liver, and all this kind of thing, and a pot, and a baking tray. I tell you, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I watched him make his own own pies. So if you do find the need to make your own pies, then give that guy a ganders. Pete Thomas. Okay. Let me. Okay, just going to be another minute or so under the grill. Let me. Dan suggests making my own double down burger in a tortilla wrap. The other day I did a double down burger. Made my own after tasting the Kentucky's one. Made my own. I actually misspoke when I said it tasted better than theirs. It tasted exactly the same. Okay, that's what I meant to say at the time. It was smaller. It was smaller, but it tasted exactly the same. And mine cost £1.50 with all the ingredients. So you could have 3 of mine for the same price as one of theirs. And there you have it. Okay, so but yeah, tortilla wrap. Yep. So Dan, I will be working on that. As long as people are not too bored with seeing tortilla wraps, so but there's plenty of variety, so I'll get to do that. Chandler Lambert, and also Dan again say they commented both. They both commented on that they will be watching to help out the channel. They've took it on themselves to decide to watch the adverts all the way through, which I think will be very helpful. I thank you both for that, because all sites, but especially small sites, new starters like my own and others, they get a really it's like a fraction of percentage per viewing, and it depends on what ad is shown and whether people actually watch them or not. It really is. It really is a small amount. But in my case, and I think a lot of others, it's not so much the money for us. It's one, for me personally, the actual money side of it is, even though it's small, it's just a validation for me that people actually like what I'm doing here, and it means that ads can be shown. It's just a simple thing, and I forgot where I was going. But yeah, if I thank you both, and if anybody else wants to help in that way, it just means, if you can bear it, just watch the channel, watch the adverts. It means that whoever's site you're watching will benefit slightly, and it means that we can put the money towards bigger and better things. Because we're all trying to strive to improve our channels to make them more entertaining for you, the viewer. So, and it's just a simple way of helping that happen. It's a bit like Richard Pryor in one of the Superman movies, where all them fractions that he was putting together, and times that by all the. Anyway, Anyway, thank you both, Chandler Lambert and Dan, for your support there. And I have a feeling it's all about the numbers. It's maybe a fraction, but it's all about how many, lots of people do it, then it'll work out. Okay, thank you both. So, here we go, and I think, right, okay, now back to the, where we at now? I've pressed the, oh, blimey, it's a long, I pressed the button, I couldn't see any figures on the screen. Okay. Okay then, so the cheese thing has been under the grill. It's actually melted, it's browned off a little bit. And let me transfer this over without burning myself. Okay, I'm kind of interested to see how this turns out myself. Okay, so what we got the bread. We've got a little bit of sauce, we've got the meat strips, on top of that we've got the onion rings, then a bit of sauce again, cheese, and now the two hash browns, okay, just like before, we're going to flatten that down. I'll tell you what, and this is gonna, the sauce, let me yeah, shoot. Now, oh wait, excuse me. Now, what I'm gonna do, just so I can handle this a bit better, I'm gonna cut it in half. Now, there we have it. Now, so we've got the meat from the pork, we've got the hash browns, we've got onions, we've got cheese, we've got sauce. There we go. So here we go for the moment of truth. I'm going to give it a test drive. Now it's a little bit messy, but it's just the case of, if you get a bigger roll. Yeah, very good. The cheese, the melted cheese is the, when if you follow my site for a while, you'll see that everything, when you make something like this, or any other thing that you make, there's always one flavour that bursts out immediately. You could have 6 things in a sandwich, but one flavour will jump out. And at the first bite, it's the cheese, the melted cheese. I'll tell you, for the cheapest cheese in Tesco, at least the sliced variety, it really is good, It's like 10 pence a slice. The cheese and now it's the hash browns. The flavour that's coming through. This is really good. I'm actually quite impressed with this. I do say that sometimes. I don't say it all the time, but I genuinely am pleased with this. This cheese is really good. You got your pork chop. You can use any meat for that. Steak. Steak's not the cheapest, but if you can find a cheap cut from your local butcher, But it's amazing what you can put in a sandwich, And I'm just trying to come up with a few ideas for you. But yeah, it's got you got the meaty, you got the meat, you got the chewy, or you got the softness of the hash brown, you got the crunch of the onion rings, you got the gooiness of the cheese, and the sweetness of the barbecue sauce. I think that was a really good choice, actually. I must admit, before I put it on, I chose this out of my selection, and I thought, I wonder if this is the right one. Then I just, but I'm glad I chose this one, actually. This is actually a very good choice. I think the key part of it was to grill the cheese so it melted. I've had these before where, if you don't grill the cheese, it has a completely different flavour, if you're eating it as is, but melting it really does do the trick. I better, I'll show you, I'll hold that up to the camera while I'm eating. Yeah, this is just half of what I had there. Got a big lump, a big piece of cheese there that's come out. I'll try and scrape that up. It's not easy because it's congealed now. But tell you what, I am well. Oh, look at this. Yeah, congealed there. I am well pleased with this. We've got so many flavours, you know, and also it's another one of those that you could just throw things together. That was, I've done two other dishes over the last since yesterday. One was the chopped it up and put it in with the Lloyd Grossman sauce. That was one chop. The other chop was to put into the sandwich that I did the other, I think it was yesterday. And this was the third one. So you can use up the last bits of your pork chop that you pull out of the thing. You've got all you need is 3 onion rings, 2 hash browns. So if you've got a few spare ones left in the bag, you know, just like before, odds and sods, you can throw them in. Bit of sauce, bit of cheese, you know, 1 or 2 bits of cheese, whatever you like. So that's how you get rid of all your little bits and pieces. There you go. Oh boy, I'm going to eat the rest of this in a moment, and yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope this was an inspiration for somebody, because people like the. Anyway, I'm on waffling on here again, but people like the last sandwich I made. If you like the look of this, go ahead and make it yourself. You know, it's really delicious. It doesn't take a lot of ingredients, just bits and pieces. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.